I'm Jonny Lucey from New Valley Wolves. You're watching IndieBuddy.com.
Hi guys, I'm Baz, drummer New Valley Wolves. Pleasure to be here. New Valley Wolves is creation of ourselves, probably over 3 years now old. We played in different bands for many years, and we kind of knew each other growing up, so we both were aware that each of us were playing some form of instruments in different bands, and came to the stage. I came back from Australia. I was there for 2 years, and Jonny had moved back up to Dublin from Cork and was looking to start a band again, and got in touch with me, and we just kind of got our first rehearsal down and just kind of went from there. So here we are now, Crane Lane tonight, 3 years plus on, and it's going pretty well. So yeah, that's kind of how it started off.
It was never a conscious decision when we first met up. That first day, it wasn't let's meet up and start a band. It was let's just meet up to play for the fun of it. Like, but when we got together, I think that first night we laid down the bones of 3 songs that we still play today. So we as we progressed and kept getting back together and playing, it was just found that we had enough energy, we had enough sound, we had enough. The dynamic was strong enough between the two of us that we just never felt we needed to bring anyone else in, and we'd never be opposed or put ourselves off to bringing another person in, but just haven't. The 2-piece format works for us because we're both powerful players, so we complement each other pretty well. Well, it's hard. That's always the challenge. It's to capture that live energy on recording. I think we don't overproduce our songs, and I think that's a big part of it. We don't clean up, or you want the little bits of grit, you want the little imperfections in there, because that's what makes it unique. So we play like live, we play really just in the moment, really high energy, and we replicate that in the studio. Like, we're not standing there strumming gently along, like we're giving it everything because we know this is the recording. This has to be the best, the most intense we've ever played it. So it's kind of a combination of knowing that, playing really hard, and not overproducing the final product.
We got to make sure whatever we record, we can reproduce on stage.
Yeah.
So we'll never put in a track like a keyboard or a synth that we can't produce on stage. We have to be able to go from the album to bring that to the stage with just 2 people.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a lot of energy comes out as well.
Completely the music first.
Yeah.
It's all usually it can happen in any number of ways, but the most typical probably is that I'll have a riff. I'll bring it to Baz in the rehearsal room, and we'll pump it up loud. We'll put whatever effect pedals I may have, and we'll kind of define the riff, get that to where it needs to be. And Baz always brings in the pounding drums, and that's really what brings it to life. And the thing I appreciate as a player and writing guitar riffs and stuff is that Baz will have ideas as well. He's like, try that, stop it there, bring it around, do it again here. So that for me is, although like I create the original riff, Baz always has a good input into how we play that. So it's, even though it's like the guitar leading it in certain ways, the drums have a huge voice, and Baz also has a good input into the structure of how the guitar will go along during a track. So yeah, it's really the riffs first, and we go from there.
It's been some unusual shows, alright, throughout the years. Some memorable ones, some not so memorable. I suppose just traveling with two of us most of the time, it's just me and him, so there's only so much we can get up to, half the time. But yeah, there's been some strange shows up in Roscommon, I think was it.
Yeah, you find yourself in these weird situations where you're staying in some you've nowhere to stay, so it's either sleep in the car or sleep with the dude who's like, guys, you were great, come back to my house party. And you go back to, you're in the middle, you wake up the next morning, you're in the middle of Roscommon.
You're not sure where you are.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's countless stories like that, and from going from those small little stages in the likes of Roscommon or Cashel or here in Cork or wherever, and we've also got over to somewhere like the UK, Bristol, Newquay in the Netherlands, where a festival we played last year called Apple Pop, we played in front of 10,000 people. So we've been around, we've done pretty well.
Actually,
that was an insane night.
The UK was a pretty good one. It was with a band called Moriarty from the UK. They're 2-piece as well. Yeah. We met them in London a few years ago and kept in touch, and they said, you got to come back over and back down to where they play near Cornwall and stuff. Yeah. And this bar was called the Mermaid.
The Mermaid.
It was right on the beach. It was the most surreal setting. It was incredible. We arrived late at night, and we run what looks like a family restaurant. They're like, don't worry, just wait until 10
So we were
o'clock.
like, shit, okay, there's kids
And then
here
it goes
having
crazy,
meals,
yeah,
like,
it just
but,
went nuts.
Around 9 o'clock, the dynamic in the place has changed.
Just
The
changed,
tables
yeah.
were cleared away, and like this really great rock crowd descended on the place because they knew there was a rock show on. So we had a mental night there as well. Yeah, lots of good stories.
Yeah, that's a good question. At the moment, I would have to say we have a new song called Trouble. It goes on for about 7 minutes plus, and it's basically a lot. We were very conscious maybe last year and the year before. We were creating a new album, and we were trying to keep songs within 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, and I think once we done that album, we were delighted with how it went. But the songs that followed, we said this one's for us now. This is how we wanted to perceive, not anyone else saying you need to be 3.5 minutes for radio. And so Trouble, when we play it live, you'll see tonight. It just, for me, it's the most funnest song anyway. When we put a lot of energy into it, because it's almost like a trance. You go into a trance. The riff grabs you in within a minute, and you're just stuck in that trance until it finishes. So
Yeah.
I feel that when we play live as well. Hopefully other people do, but for me, it would be Trouble at the moment. Yeah.
Favorite Irish venue?
What was the venue down in with the minutes?
In
Carl, is it?
Portlaoise.
Portlaoise, yeah. What was that called?
Cabinets.
Cabinets was very good for a few reasons. We were supporting the minutes in a bar called Cabinets Portlaoise, and they have this incredible outdoor stage. But I think what impressed us the most was the owner. The amount of work he was putting into getting live bands down to Portlaoise, which wouldn't exactly be a hot spot for a lot of bands touring coming over to Ireland, but he's created this incredible venue there, puts a lot of work into promotional work and stuff like that. So I think that stayed with me, that venue anyway. He really does a lot. There's some great venues like Crane Lane here tonight.
Yeah, I love playing in Crane Lane down here.
Cork is like our
Sort of like our second home.
Yeah,
I went to college in Cork City. I grew up a lot in West Cork from 15 years old onwards. So when I first started college, like early 20s, I would come here and see bands here and be like, shit, I'd love to get it together and eventually be able to play in somewhere like this. So really like Crane Lane. I like Whelan's a lot as well. Up in Dublin, it's such a renowned venue. So I love playing upstairs, downstairs in Whelan's. Everywhere we go, we enjoy. But, places that you have kind of a sentimental attachment to, they're the ones you appreciate most. So for me, that's Crane Lane and Whelan's. Yeah, it was a great reaction, really great crowd, and they picked up on it straight away. It was a rock crowd, so I think they appreciate what we're doing.
People go to gigs though. Great respect for the Irish fans and the Irish music scene and stuff like that. But when we first went to London, we noticed people go to gigs. Doors are at 7:30. They're there at 7:15 to get in. Our first London show was sold out.
Yeah.
We never played there before. We were the support act, and what happened was we went over. We had a few friends in college over there. The venue was where U2 started off in London. The Clash. It's called the Islington, and we went over and didn't expect anything. The place was sold. We could not believe it. People go over there to watch music, like they really do. It's a big culture there. Maybe it's just London, I don't know, but we're seeing, Ireland has some great venues, and you get good crowds, but over there it's different.
Get people out.
Yeah.
It can be hard to get people out.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of anything can happen. See how the energy in the room is and go with that. Like it'll never be okay. Baz, you do this at that moment, and Jonny, you go out into the crowd at that. Like all those things, they're dependent on the energy in that moment. But we do prepare. We prepare our set in a way to be as entertaining as possible. For example, tonight we've got a few new twists on old songs that we just happened to come up with in rehearsal. So, we're going to try them out for the first time tonight. We have little bits and pieces.
We were doing our usual set. Last few gigs and stuff, and Kilkenny and stuff was pretty good, and we were noticing people shouting one more song at the end of our set, and we literally have no more songs to give them. So we've had to go and write some new songs and take a bit of time just so we've a bit more material. But we'd look, as long as the venue would stay open, we'd keep playing if we had more songs to play. As long as the interaction is good and the crowd want it, why not just keep playing, you know?
Anyone wants to start a band, practice a lot. Practice. Don't come out and release something too soon, because chances are the first few songs you're going to write mightn't be great. So practice a lot. Play locally. Get onto your local pub, town, in your town. Play there. When you feel confident enough and when you feel ready, put money towards a decent demo. And really
videos as well.
Videos are good.
Actually, video helped us out. It was like our business card when we started off. We had done a video and recording before we even done a gig, so it was great for us. We had this video streaming on YouTube, and you know, someone, because we were a new band starting off, they weren't sure what we were, what we were about. We just sent them the video. They'd either like or they wouldn't. Most of the times, we're glad to say they did. So it got us the gigs, got us support gigs, you know.
So that can be a powerful tool.
Yeah.
And but I think we were able to do that because I think we knew who we were, knew who we were going to be when we came out onto the scene first. So I don't know if like young fellas starting off would have that kind of confidence in themselves. So video, if you feel ready for it, but I'd say just, you know, learn your trade. You have to do the slogging, you have to play the shit gigs to like 3 men and a dog. It's a long road. Like, we're together in a band like 3 years, but it still feels quite new. You know, in terms of a band's lifespan, that's still pretty early. So, you know, as long as everything keeps going on an upward trajectory, we're happy.
I think, well, for us based in Ireland, it would be primetime airplay. We're starting to get airplay, which is great. There's some fantastic DJs out there, Fergal Darcy, Ed Smith, Barker,
Dan Haggerty.
Really great guys that are
Roddy
supporting.
Clare.
They are supporting new Irish music, and they're doing everything they can. But we're up against, you know, the rest of the market as well. So, look, for our band in particular, we're bluesy, gritty rock. So we're not exactly prime time radio. We understand that as well. But I suppose what we'd like to do is we'd like to get a bit more exposure in Ireland, to be able to do a bit more of a gig circuit as well, and to, you know, fill in venues a bit more and stuff like that. But, you know, it comes as well with experience and stuff. But I'm not sure. I'd say personally mainly more airplay, more, you know, DJs like them getting Irish music, getting behind it a bit more, and trying to give them a bit more of a push, because a DJ is hugely powerful and hugely influential in the music scene. So all you need is a couple of spins and you've created a nice little, you know, year for one young band that could, you know, develop and blossom from that, really. New music coming. New video coming. Just in development. We just got the master tracks back. The song is called Silver Tongue.
It's exclusive for you.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that, and we're very excited. It's going to be basically the lead single off our new EP, and so we should have a video and everything boxed off very shortly. And just keep an eye out for us. We're playing Electric Picnic. We're playing on the Oxfam stage,
On the Word stage.
which we're looking forward to.
2 shows at Electric Picnic. We're playing Rockathon in Fairy House August 20th. We're playing Canalaphonic in Dublin September 23rd. We're playing in Mullingar
Oh yeah, that's
August
another
13th.
gig, yeah.
So yeah, we're coming to a town near here soon.
So come up and say hello to us. We're very friendly. We don't bite.
Friendly chaps, if you like rock and roll, check us out.